When anyone makes you doubt their intentions, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. And that is your intuition telling you there's something off. And look, your intuition is the one thing that is always going to have your back. Always. If you are being gang stalked, I cannot emphasize enough how much you have to trust your intuition. You have to trust how things make you feel. Look, I just made a video about how I have been free of gang stalking for one day. One day. That's all I said. I was singing victory, that I said that I finally found the solution to gang stalking. I'm not paranoid. I'm good. I'm peaceful. I found a way of dealing with narcissists, sociopaths, and it's working marvelously for me. One thing that I have said repeatedly in this channel is that gang stalkers want you to feel hopeless. They want you to be paranoid. They don't want you to have victory. They don't. It's crazy, but they don't. But they're not gonna come at you directly telling you, I don't want you to have victory. They're gonna do those things indirectly. You're gonna have experiences where someone has been nice and all of a sudden, boom, they drop the bomb. And these bombs can be so nuanced that you have a hard time differentiating between someone that is trying to make you paranoid, someone that is trying to take the victory away from you, and someone who is your friend. Because gang stalkers are gonna disguise their intentions under a facade of friendship, of care. But you have to pay attention to what your gut tells you. Look, I have an amazing example of this. So this user here, he has a couple of comments on the channel. He is at the 9nigish.quickart2. And look, this person has had some reasonable chats with me. Like here, for example, in the video about about gang stalkers pretending to be targets, this user said, in short words, sometimes you need to fight fire versus fire. That's it. And that, it's fine, right? This user here on Never Talk to Gang Stalkers about gang stalking, we pretend to have no clue. He said the following: so true, I didn't expect, and now I'm about to do something against these issues. This was enough, and I ain't living life this way. Thanks for talking about this issue. I hope someday you find my story interesting, cause I'm gonna split all the truth from once. And it's not going to be easy, but you are right. They drive you to take the wrong decisions and risks that you would have not taken if not necessary. Let's fight back, because it's all about our lives. Now it's all personal. It's always been personal against us. Now let's show them how good our goodwill about them. And this is reasonable. These comments feel fine. But in today's message, look, he said, he initially wrote it in Spanish. But look, I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read to you the translated version. It says, Efren, be careful. Remember that narcissistic silence, including psychopaths and sociopaths, is the calm before the storm. It's the eye of the hurricane. You need to be ready for any onslaught they launch against you, whether you are on off social media, because they'll come back a second time even stronger. Like here, this is already making me feel like if this person is trying to make me paranoid, to make me feel scared, that's what it sounds like to me. And then it says, then calm down again, only to return a third time with such horrible hatred and force that they might even do something to you on the street. Like, that sounds almost threatening, right? I hope you're feeling that this isn't really a well-intended be careful, but this is actively trying to paint an image in my mind to make me feel paranoid. And look, and this is why gang targets of gang stalking are always are paranoid, because we get stuff like this all the time. Look, I am singing victory one time, and I get this. This message is purposely trying to make me feel paranoid. You see it, right? Because a normal person would tell you, be careful, because there is the calm before the storm. But they will leave it at that. That's all you need to say. Just be really careful. But someone who is actively trying to make you paranoid, they are going to reiterate the same point. And this person did it 3 times and is even painting an image of some of these gang stalkers doing something to me on the streets, which is something completely unnecessary. This person said, you need to be ready for any onslaught they launch against you, whether you are on or off social media. Like, it's building up. You see it, right? Because they'll come back a second time, even stronger, then they'll calm down again, only to return a third time with such horrible hatred and force that they might even do something to you on the street. This sounds like a priest trying to make me feel fear from hell. You know what I mean? This is an active intent at trying to make me feel fear. The first time I read it, I was like, this isn't normal. There is something funny about it. And then I looked at the other comments, and the comments were normal. But all of a sudden, this one, boom, it came up with a barrage of mental imagery that is trying to put into my mind to make me feel fearful. You see it. I hope you see it. Because it's saying, and then when they come down, they're gonna come back again. And they might even do something to you on the street. Like, that doesn't sound like a warning from a friend. You know what I mean? And then he says, take care, friend. Don't declare victory so quickly. What? Like, you know what I mean? Don't declare victory so quickly. That sounds like something that an enemy will tell you. Unfortunately, victims always have to be on their toes for the rest of their lives. Which I actually agree with that. Because the internet is forever, and suddenly there are people wanting to revive accusations they published against us from years ago, just to wear us down. This doesn't sound like a warning from a friend. This sounds like a warning from an enemy. Gang stalkers don't want you to have victory. And you can see it right here. This isn't just anyone telling you this, my friend. This is someone who's been a victim of abuse for over 20 years. And even today, they still want to make me pay for things I didn't do to the worthless people who defamed me. They haven't left me alone, and I can't find a way out. But look what he's saying. This is where he's stumbling on his own words. And I can find a way out. He says that he cannot find a way out, right? But then he says the following. Even though I found the perfect solution. Dude, the perfect solution is a way out. You know what I mean? I literally said on this video that I have found a solution. And this guy is saying, even though I found a perfect solution, I haven't found a way out, which is contradicting himself. But I need a support team on and off social media. This is weird because it's like, why do you have to put that on there, on and off social media? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you saying that? Why do you say you need a support team? You can just leave it at that, on and off social media. He's saying this because I have support on social media. Off social media, I do too, but I haven't talked about this yet. This person is actively trying to cover their bases in how I need support on and off social media because I already have support on social media. You know what I mean? And then take care with capital letters. My friend, it's not good at all for the abusers to be so quiet. And I can tell you this from experience. Psychopaths, when frustrated by their failed attacks, can become seriously aggressive towards the victims and can do things you're not prepared for. You see this, right? Like, you see this. My friend. Yeah, right. Sending you blessings and hugs, there, friend. Now that I've opened my channel.
Notice that the person said, now that I've opened my channel, but he didn't leave a link to the channel. He didn't say anything else about the channel. This person hasn't opened a new gang stalking channel. They haven't. How can you say, oh, I hope to have you here, and not leave me a link in any message, ever? So you can tell that the priority of this message was to threaten me indirectly, to take my victory away, but never was to show me a way to give support to this person.
I hope to have you there, supporting me at the top of my lungs. This abuse situation has to end for all of us who are suffering so much harm, and we have to support each other. Loves from northern Mexico. Like, this doesn't sound like a warning from a friend. This sounds like a warning from an enemy. So, look, if I would leave this person in the channel, I would find myself thinking about this message. And then I would have probably been wondering whether or not that person is a gang stalker or not, because to me it feels like that person is a gang stalker, right? But the previous actions say the opposite. This is how psychopaths and narcissists, gang stalkers operate. So with people, you only need one incongruency, only one. This incongruency with all of the previous behaviors, all of the previous messages, it's so contrasting. It's night and day. But this person is doing the threat practically, because this is a threat under a facade of my friend. And then he's saying, oh, and they come a second time and a third time. Like, this person is actively trying to make me paranoid. And then they can't even come to you on the street. You know, so my intuition tells me that this is a threat. And look, this is what I mean when I tell you, you have to trust your intuition. I can feel that this message is not helpful. And look, there's no evidence that he is a gang stalker. There isn't. But my intuition is telling me that this person is a gang stalker. When I tell you, trust your intuition, this is what I mean. This moment that I just felt, where I am unsure of whether or not this person is a gang stalker, is all you need. That moment where you are unsure of someone's intentions, that's when you have to take action, because being unsure is what gang stalking thrives on. You cannot allow any of these people to slip up. And look, may I be wrong? I could. Yeah, there's a chance, but that's a chance that I have to be willing to take. My gang stalking operation got so insane because I never took that chance of being wrong. My intuition told me there's something funny, and I didn't listen to it. And every single time that I didn't listen to my intuition, I ended up in a worse situation. So with gang stalking, you have to understand this. These moments where you do not know the intentions of people are gonna be so many. But that's all you need. That's all you need. You need, when anyone makes you doubt their intentions, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. And that is your intuition telling you there's something off. And look, your intuition is the one thing that is always gonna have your back. Always. So look, even when this person has been nothing but supporting in any other message, this message right here to me is more than enough.
I used to grow marijuana out in.
It's more than enough to ban them. And look, this is why. At the moment that I am saying victory, this person comes here and doubles down on why I'm not victorious, and paints, and this person did an extra effort in painting an image of why I'm not victorious and why I shouldn't be victorious.
Remember that trip? You snapped.
And why I shouldn't be victorious nor claim victory. Gang stalkers are always going to try to move the posts away from you, to move the victory away from you. So even though a lot of the things that these persons say I agree with, you can tell that this person is actively trying to take my victory away from me. So I have to ban this person because the intentions of this warning is evident. So I am going to hide this person from the channel like this. What I just did is listening to my intuition. In gang stalking, in gang stalking, you are made to distrust your intuition, because people are gonna be friendly to you a lot of times, and then they're gonna bust out something that is meant to discourage you, like this one. So you block those people, all right? Trust your intuition. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you do not know who I am, hello. I am Efrain Rodriguez Guerrero, self-proclaimed gang stalking expert. Don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I will see you later. Bye.